This is Packwood House. It started life as a timber frame farmhouse, and it was built for John Featherstone between 1556 to 1560. The Featherstone family died out in 1876, and in 1904 the house was bought by Alfred Ashe, an industrialist from Birmingham. It's reported he said, "I bought it because the boy wanted it." The boy was his 16-year-old son, who was called George Baron Ashe, although he preferred to be known as Baron Ashe. During the First World War, he was in the Royal Flying Corps, although he never really got the hang of landing, so after wrecking his fourth aircraft, he transferred to become a balloon observation officer. Between 1924 and 1932, Baron Ashe started the huge undertaking of turning Packwood into an ideal Tudor manor house, removing any Georgian and Victorian additions that was later added to the house. A large cow barn was turned into a great hall, which was connected to the house by a new long gallery. He filled the house with furniture and tapestries from the 16th and 17th centuries. He even got some pieces from Baddesley Clinton, which we will look at soon. In 1941, he donated the house and the gardens to the National Trust, but carried on living there to 1947. This is St Giles Church in Packwood, about a mile away from Packwood House. There has been a church on this site for about 800 years. In 1704, the Featherstones built a new north transept in brick in the classical style, which was used as a family chapel and family burial vault. In 1886, the church underwent more changes. It was decided that the church should look more medieval, so a vestry was added to the north door of the nave, and organ and organ chamber were also inserted into the church. The parents of Samuel Johnson, the literary figure and dictionary author, were married at this church. When Samuel, often referred to as Dr. Johnson, applied for the post of schoolmaster in a local school, he was rejected because his ugliness would frighten the boy pupils. Some of the monuments in the church now. This monument here is actually for Baron Ashe and his parents. This is Baddesley Clinton, just a short way from Packwood House. It is known that a manor stood on this site at the time of the Norman conquest of 1066. In 1438, a Warwick lawyer called John Brome bought the manor, and in 1468 John was murdered in the porch of Whitefriars in London when he quarrelled over the property with a man called John Hurthill. Hurthill was the steward of the Earl of Warwick, the so-called Kingmaker. John's son Nicholas inherits the house after his mother's death, and Nicholas actually meets his father's killer in 1471 and challenged him to a duel in which he killed him. It is said that Nicholas also slew the minister of Baddesley Clinton, who was flirting with his wife. The house gets inherited by the Ferrers family in 1517. Edward Ferrers, the Sheriff of Warwick, had married Nicholas's daughter in 1500. The house stays with the Ferrers family right up until 1940. The third of the Ferrers owners was called Henry, and he did extensive remodelling and also built additions to the house. In 1590, he rented out the house to the Catholic daughters of Lord Vaux. It was, however, treasonable to harbour Roman Catholic priests, which the sisters did, and today you can actually see the priest hole in the house. He also sold the lease of his London house to Thomas Percy, one of the conspirators of the gunpowder plot, and it was in this house that Guy Fawkes stored the gunpowder,